The Manilow Method podcast is a production by Logan Allen and me, Barry Harris. And now, let's start the show.
Hey everybody, welcome to a special little bonus episode of the Manilow Method. I am Logan Allen, that's my co-host Barry Harris. Today we're going to be covering something that's very important in the history of Barry Manilow's discography. We are talking about the movie Foul Play. Barry, there it is, there's the vinyl. It's starring Chevy Chase and Goldie Hawn. Now, Barry, you've got the album there. Let's talk about why is this movie so important in the Barry Manilow universe.
Yes, so this particular motion picture, Foul Play, contains one of Barry Manilow's biggest and most recognizable hit songs, Ready to Take a Chance Again. That was a song that was written for the movie by Charles Fox and Norman Gimmel, a legendary team of songwriters who also brought us Killing Me Softly with his song as made famous by Roberta Flack. And this was the very first time Manilow had ever been involved in a motion picture. And he was really involved in the creative process because he was working on this as being the main song from the movie. And he got information that told him that the way the song was going to be used in the movie is that Goldie Hawn was going to be driving around. And as she's driving around, there was going to be a helicopter shot that was close up and that was going to be pulling back. And so he decided that he wanted to help underscore that moment. And of course, we all know, I'm sure everybody listening to this, most people listening to this definitely has heard Ready to Take a Chance Again.
It's got this classic moment. That classic piano opening.
Yeah, another classic Manilow intro. And what I was saying is that many people listening, I think, have heard Ready to Take a Chance Again, but I don't know if many people have actually seen the movie. So to describe what happens with this helicopter shot zooming out, Manilow decided that he really wanted to underscore that moment. And so when he sings, "And I'm ready to take," there's this huge orchestra swell, and he made it very big, a very big moment, and that's paired up with the shot zooming out, and it's just such a breathtaking moment in that movie. If you get a chance to actually watch the film, it's great. And then obviously they released a soundtrack, and also, for the record, they did make eventually a compact disc release that came out many years later by a small label group called Entrada Incorporated. I'm not familiar with their work, but I think they try to preserve old movie soundtracks. They try to digitize it and create a legitimate release, and so they did so with the Foul Play soundtrack. I believe that's available on all digital services for you to listen to. So the soundtrack has Ready to Take a Chance Again. It has Copacabana on it, which, interestingly, they use the original version of Copacabana, not the disco version. But one special thing that the Foul Play soundtrack has that is particularly interesting that you really don't hear anywhere else is the end title version of Ready to Take a Chance Again. Have you ever heard the end title version of Ready to Take a Chance Again, Logan?
Yes, I have. I'd be curious if our viewers have heard it as well. Please describe to them what is going on and differences with that ending credits take.
So the end title version of Ready to Take a Chance Again has this amazing orchestral build-up and launches into the second chorus of Ready to Take a Chance Again. And vocally, he doesn't do what he does in the regular version where he says, "And I'm ready to take." This time he does, "And I'm ready to take." And I'm getting chills talking about this because the very first time I ever saw Barry Manilow on the Greatest Hits tour back in 1995, he came out doing the end title version of Ready to Take a Chance Again. And he came out singing, And I'm ready to take, just like the end title version. So it also it's also a little bit extended at the end when it repeats and fades instead of just the simple section of the chorus that it loops and repeats in the version we all know. It actually plays the entire chorus section, and then it repeats and fades in a way that the regular version doesn't. So it's really worth checking out if you get a chance to hear that. And again, it's available everywhere digitally, so it's not hard to find.
So something I wanted to mention here, this is the booklet for the boxed set that they released in the early 90s. Norman Gimbel and Charlie Fox, the writers of the song, talk a bit in this booklet about what they were trying to accomplish with the song. As you were saying, Goldie Hawn is driving along the mountain, and they said the note in the script is she would be listening to the big hit of the day on the radio, and that song was referred to in the script as, quote, taking chances. So they put their heads together, wrote the song, and they decided that Barry Manilow would be perfect for the artist to be singing that song. And it says right here, they said, we agreed that with the producers that Barry Manilow was perfect for the picture, and hopefully together we would actually produce the big hit song of the day. And I would say they achieved that in full stride. This was a massive, massive song.
Yeah, indeed. It's a massive song, and it came out right there on the heels of the Even Now album. And in fact, my father, who was there and remembers this movie coming out, he went to the theaters to see it, so he saw it for the first time.
Wow.
And he actually was there in the 1978 tour when Manilow was playing Ready to Take a Chance Again for among the very first handful of times, and he proceeded to play it by saying, this is a new song, I hope I get this right, but this is a new song, and it's going to be on Foul Play, and he sang it in Philadelphia at the Robin Hood Dell. So that was an amazing experience that he got to have with it, and Ready to Take a Chance Again again, it's an enduring track, and it was for many years in the 2000s. It was part of Barry Manilow's Gonzo opening, and so it was always played regularly during that time. But the one thing I do want to mention is Foul Play, the movie itself. It's a great movie. I think if anybody here who has not seen it, if they get the chance to actually watch the movie, it's very entertaining. It's a very funny movie. It's a great soundtrack because they use a couple other great songs. It's a great score, and I think you'll be generally entertained. Goldie Hawn and Chevy Chase were really great in this film.
Yeah, so that, I think, is about going to wrap it up for us on this episode, so we don't start to digress into other topics. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to this special bonus episode covering Foul Play and Ready to Take a Chance Again. I'm Logan Allen. That's Barry Harris. We are the Manilow Method. We will see you guys very soon for another episode. Follow us on social media at the Manilow Method. Reach out to us at themanilowmethod@gmail.com. We'll see you soon, everybody.
Before we go, we have some additional information that came to light after we recorded this episode. In 2024, there was a deluxe 2-CD reissue of the Foul Play soundtrack that was released. I'll hold it up right here. The bonus content features the entirety of the Charles Fox score to Foul Play released for the very first time. Also in the bonus content, the end title version of Ready to Take a Chance Again is featured exactly in the way it's used in the film. The way it's heard in the film differs from the way it's on the soundtrack, but in this deluxe edition, you get to hear it both ways. The liner notes are incredibly extensive, and by reading the liner notes, I learned a few things about the Barry Manilow contributions to the soundtrack that I didn't know before. When it comes to the main title, Ready to Take a Chance Again, the version that's featured on the soundtrack is mixed in true stereo, whereas the hit single version is mixed in mono. They have just two subtle differences between the stereo soundtrack version and the hit single mono version. When we go from verse 1 into verse 2 at the beginning, there's a harp glissando. you hear it on the hit single version, but it's actually missing from the stereo soundtrack version. And then when it gets to the first chorus and you hear that very big orchestral swell that you hear on the mono single version as well as in the film, on the soundtrack, the stereo version, there is no orchestral swell. Additionally, the Copacabana version that's used on the Foul Play soundtrack, I incorrectly assumed was the original version of Copacabana. You might remember we just did our episode on the album Even Now, and we talked about the fact that Copacabana came out originally on that album, and then when it was reissued or when subsequent additional pressings were created, they replaced the original version of Copacabana with a disco version. Well, the version on the soundtrack is very close to that original version, but there is one subtle difference that I did not pick up on. You see, there is a kick drum pattern that plays throughout when it transitions from the chorus into the interlude when it goes, "They fell in love." In the original version, the drums stop playing, but in the Foul Play soundtrack version, as well as in the disco version that was used on all subsequent pressings of the Even Now album, there is a constant 4-on-the-floor kick drum that keeps going. And I think the reason for that is that they wanted to keep people dancing on the floor, so that's why you had that extra kick drum added. It's a very subtle difference, and again, I never knew this until I read the liner notes, so now you know.
Hey everybody, we hope you enjoyed this special little bonus episode of the Manilow Method. Real quick before we go, I just want to make a quick plug for the Manilow Music Project. That is Dr. Manilow's nonprofit organization that donates funds, equipment, and instruments to school music programs that can't necessarily afford them. It's a great project with a spectacular mission. We hope you will check it out along with us. You can find them at Manilow Music Project on social media and at manilowmusicproject.org. You can donate there and learn all of the information about their great purpose. Briefly, our theme music at the beginning of every episode that we do is based on Frédéric Chopin's Prelude in C minor. It's performed by my co-host, Barry Harris, and for those of you Fanilows out there, you know that is what Dr. Manilow's song, Could It Be Magic, is based off of. Real quickly, I just want to say thank you to Dr. Manilow, his band, his crew, and everyone that has helped him throughout his career, because my co-host Barry Harris and I would not be here without all of them. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that little notification bell so you don't miss any of the new content we have coming at you really soon. We really appreciate your support, and we'll see you soon on the Manilow Method.